Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be my Halloween special, and it's going to be my top 10 favourite horror movies. So yeah, these are not going to be in any particular order apart from my number one, which, again, I wasn't really sure what my number one is because I love all these movies. I think all these movies are fantastic. Could have been 5 or 6 of these movies could have been my favourite, but I do think I've got one that, when I think of horror movies, one that always usually pops into my head straight away because I just love it so much. So I'm going with that one. But again, I love all these movies. I think all these movies are amazing horror movies. So yeah, my history of horror movies is I've always liked them, but when I was younger, I struggled to watch them. I just found them too scary. I remember watching The Omen when I was younger, and it just terrified the hell out of me. So yeah, it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I started to push myself, because I really wanted to watch horror movies. And now I love horror movies again. I've kind of sometimes, sometimes I get scared with horror movies, but not very often anymore. Now I'm just more intrigued with them. So yeah, horror movies are great. I love horror movies. My second favorite genre of film after animated movies. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So again, no particular order. And yeah, most of these I've only seen once, so hopefully I can talk about them. Um, but yeah, the first one is going to be The Conjuring 2. So this is the 2016 movie. I love the first Conjuring as well. Real good movie. Again, I'm as always with these lists, I'm only doing one film per franchise. Like what I do with my games, it's always one game per franchise. I just think I prefer Conjuring 2 just a little bit more than the first one. Again, they're both amazing movies, real good horror movies. So yes, I got Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, who again were in the first movie as well. Just amazing. I absolutely love them together. Great chemistry together in these movies. So this takes place in London. I don't think the first one took place. I think the first one was America, I think. But yeah, this one's in London, so that's maybe why I prefer it more, just because it's in the UK. Kind of resonates with me a little bit more, I guess. But yeah, they visit this family who are getting weird things are starting to happen. Like their kids getting showing signs of possession. Obviously, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga's characters are basically experts in psychedelic things and strange possession and stuff. So yeah, they're basically investigating why their kids acting so weird and things, and obviously they end up being targeted by the some main spirit in the house. It's just a very good movie. Great tension, very creepy. Definitely a great good movie to watch in the dark with earphones in, quite loud. It definitely will give you some scares. At least it gave me some scares. Yeah, The Conjuring 2, great, love it. Say absolutely amazing. One of my favourites. That's why it's on the list. Next one is The Thing, 1982. I also watched the reboot, which I think took place before this movie. It was just quite average for me. It was just CGI. It was over the top CGI, and it just didn't work as well for me. I just couldn't get into the characters as much. But yeah, the 1982 Thing was a real good movie. Very good stuff. Because it's not CGI, it's practical effects, and practical effects just look absolutely amazing. They've held up so damn well. Most of the effects in this movie still look absolutely amazing to this day. Better than ages better than what CGI does most of the time. But yeah, it takes place in, is it Norway? I think it is. I believe it's Norway. So yeah, they go to this base. I think there's this crew missing, so they go to this base, and then yeah, they get targeted by an alien that can possess things, take control of humans or anything, and they take control of a host and act exactly like the host. So you don't know who the thing is. You don't know who's possessed by this alien. And that's what makes it creepy. Your friends, they could act like your friends and that, but they might actually be the alien. Because, say, the alien can manipulate the host and it knows, how to act like the host, basically. So that's a really creepy premise. I love the main character, Kurt Russell, absolute badass in this movie as MacReady. So yeah, just the transformations when the thing transfers out of the host, it just absolute creepy stuff. Really good practical effects. One scene that really stands out for me is the scene with the dog. When the dog turns into the thing, oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Not gonna lie, it's just really, really creepy just seeing this dog, because this dog's acting normal at first, and then it starts like making like kind of like hissing noises, and then just like its face just rips out and things, and oh my god, it's really, really creepy, very creepy imagery. So great effects, good action scenes, great tension in this movie because you don't know who the thing is. You're trying to like figure out who the next like person's going to turn into the thing. But yeah, really good movie. I love The Thing, amazing movie. And I love snow, like movies and that and games that take place in the snow. It just look very, for me, it's very like visually appealing. Next one is the 1979 movie Alien. I'm a little bit annoyed about this because I prefer Aliens, the second movie, but apparently it's not considered a horror. I'm basing all these off of IMDb, and it's more, apparently it's an action thriller, I believe it was. We didn't have horror in like the three like taglines, so I can't include it, I guess, because I love Aliens. Aliens is amazing. But the original Alien again, very very good. You get like a distress call, you have to go and investigate. And yeah, one of the crew members gets basically the alien, the face hugger grabs him and basically like plants an egg in him. And then obviously he doesn't like know because he's like well he knows, well I guess he doesn't because he's unconscious, but the crew don't know that he's got like an egg in him and stuff. And obviously the aliens burst out of his chest and stuff, which is again very good effects, very creepy stuff. And then yeah, you've got an alien running around the spaceship causing absolute mayhem. So yeah, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, it's just a great movie. Again, great crew. Obviously Sigourney Weaver as was like one of the most like badass female characters in a movie. Definitely, yeah, probably is my favorite Sigourney Weaver. I like Sarah Connor in Terminator as well, but I don't know. Ripley's just a badass. Fucking love Ripley. She's great. So yeah, great movie. Again, the second movie is more like say it's more action. This is definitely you can definitely tell it's more horror because it's like less action and more just like suspense and tension. But I still love this movie. It's a phenomenal movie. Next one is the 2014 movie It Follows. So this was like a fairly like new movie. Um, I say I don't have a new movie on here, but The Conjuring's pretty new, 2016, Conjuring 2. Yeah, It Follows. It's featuring Maika Monroe, who I really like as an actress. This is, I think, the first movie I saw her in, and I've also seen her in The Guest, and I really liked her in that movie as well. It's like an action thriller movie with Dan Stevens. Loved that movie as well, phenomenal thriller. But yeah, it's about this girl who basically has like a one night stand with this guy, and yeah, basically he passes on a disease to her, which he's like possessed with this like disease where it's basically got like an entity that's always following him and like trying to kill him, but only he can see it. So he basically, swoops this girl and passes it on to her. So yeah, she has to deal with all this woman, all this crap with this entity like following her around, and it can like basically like take the form of anything. So she's always getting followed by this thing. Only she can see it. No one else can see it. And yeah, just a very good like suspense movie. Again, quite creepy when the creature basically starts to like follow her and stuff. You get creepy music and things, and yeah, I just think it's very very good. See, I like Maika Monroe. I think she's a great actress. She did really good in this movie, and I just think it's a very suspenseful horror movie. Very good stuff. Next one is The Descent, which is a 2005 movie. Oh, this movie's really uncomfortable to watch. Um, Basically about these like friends that go basically like cave exploring and end up getting stuck in the caves, and it's just for me just creeps me out. Like I wouldn't say like I've got claustrophobia, but the fact like getting stuck in a cave with like really really tight spaces and the fact that these things can like cave in at any second creeps the hell out of me. Like, not gonna lie, so watching this is very very uncomfortable. Seeing these people like trying to like squeeze through really tight gaps, and you can see like the like the caves and that shaking and they could crumble, and it's just really creepy, really really tense. And I really like the characters. I thought the characters in this movie were really really good. So yeah, they're stuck down there. Obviously, lack of supplies, and again, very tight spaces and things, and I just really feel for the characters. And it turns out there's bloodthirsty monsters in there, which I think they're kind of like Wendigos. I believe their eyesight's quite poor, but yeah, obviously they can kill you because they're meat eaters. They're deadly. So yeah, very good movie. Very, like I say, very suspenseful. The second movie wasn't very good. I didn't like that one very much at all. I was looking forward to it, despite its like low ratings. But yes, it got low ratings for a reason. It just wasn't very good. But this movie was great. Loved this movie. Very, very, like I say, very suspenseful, very uncomfortable to watch. Next one is Orphan 2009. So yes, it's about an orphan, a little girl called Esther, played by was it Isabelle Fuhrman, who was also in the first Hunger Games. I think she's a great actress as well. I think this one featured Vera Farmiga as well. I think she was in this as well as Peter Skarsgård. Those are like the parents in this movie. Yeah, they adopt this sweet girl Esther. Definitely sweet. I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with her. So yeah, they adopt this orphan who turns out to be just an absolute lunatic, basically, a psychopath, like a killer. Like she acts all sweet and innocent when the parents are around, but when they're not around, she's absolutely evil. Yeah, just again a great movie. Even though she's the villain, I still absolutely loved her in this movie. I thought she was amazing. She was just very like I just wanted to see what she was going to do next, basically, because she was just really, really unpredictable. So yeah, I don't want to get into this one too much, just because I could spoil the movie, as the reveal things later on. But I don't want to get into that. But yeah, Orphan, a great movie. The second movie was okay, Orphan First Blood. I didn't get like great ratings, but I actually thought it was decent, pretty decent. But the first Orphan was amazing. Next one is The Babadook, 2014. So this is another one of those movies I've just watched once. Yeah, it's about a mum with a like really like a son, 6-year-old son, I think it was, or 7-year-old, and he just starts like really like misbehaving and things. I think her like husband got killed or something. Yeah, she's really just struggling with her son because he's just a bit of a terror, just misbehaving and stuff. And this book ends up like turning up at their house, the Babadook. I think it's Mr. Babadook. So she reads this book to him. Very, very scary looking book with like pop up things and stuff. If you remember them back in the day, when you open up the page and something would just like pop up. Yeah, and ever since basically reading that book, basically this like really shadowy like presence is around called the Babadook. And yeah, just a really again creepy movie. I think the kid was a little bit annoying in this movie. Like I don't know if that was meant to be like the point of the movie, to be quite annoying and dislikable. The kid just screaming and shouting and stuff all the time, but it was a little bit annoying. But yeah, I did really feel sorry for the mother. And this like Babadook thing was, in my opinion, really creepy because that's something I really find. Another thing I find creepy: shadowy monsters. Just can be quite creepy. So, but yeah, just again, another great movie in my opinion. I just remember the movie, the scene when she's like lying in bed, and it's like creepy, like shadowy thing going across the ceiling. Whew, very creepy stuff. So yeah, Babadook, great movie. Next one is Split, which is a 2016 movie. So yeah, I guess it is a horror movie. Like it's got horror in the tagline. And for me, I think this is more like a thriller. But if it's considered a horror, it's considered a horror. I guess it does have like a horror like element to it. But yeah, Split's about a guy with like lots of different like personalities. I think 23 different personalities. And like this main guy is played by James McAvoy, who's again another great actor. Yeah, he basically kidnaps these like 3 girls and he holds them hostage. There's a purpose for it, but that's not revealed until later on in the movie, which again I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, just James McAvoy with all these different like personalities. There's a female personality, there's a personality of like a little kid. So you got James McAvoy just acting like a little kid. He just plays this role like amazingly, like all these different personalities. You buy him as these different like characters. And there's like a guy I think with OCD, so he's like very like he wants everything to be very, very clean and stuff. So yeah, these girls are trying to like figure out what the hell's going on. This guy just acting really, really strange, acting like totally like different people. And like I say, just amazing, like just him like doing all these different voices and all these different like mannerisms and things. Just a great actor, James McAvoy. He's got like scenes with him like talking to his like therapist and things, and yeah, it's just a really good movie in my opinion. I don't want to like mention what happened later in the movie just because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it. But it's an M Night Shyamalan movie, which in my opinion he's a very like hit and miss like director. I'm just not that into his like stuff, but this movie was definitely a hit for me. And I also liked the one with Bruce Willis. What was it called? I See Dead People. You know the one that I always forget the name of it. Nah, I can't remember. But you know the one. I'm sure you know the one. I mean, with Bruce Willis, the guy with the kid that sees dead people. It might come to me by the end of the video, but yeah, Split's a great movie. Next one is, I think this is the second last one, The Shining, 1980. Yeah, Shining's just an absolute classic movie. It's quite long. Like I would say that it could have maybe like cut off like 20 minutes to half an hour. This movie it does drag on a little bit at times, but that's just me. I've got a low concentration span when it comes to movies. But yeah, it's still an absolute phenomenal movie. But about this writer, you know, Jack, played by Jack Nicholson, who's again another a great actor. He's just amazing in this movie. But yeah, he gets a job offered like a caretaker job, so he ends up going with his family, his wife and son, to this place. It's a very like isolated place, but it's got a history of like people basically going crazy. Like other caretakers in the past have went there and basically lost the plot because of being self isolated and things. It just drove them absolutely insane. And yeah, you got Jack here who's just like, ah, nothing bad will happen to me or whatever it is, once he learns the history. But yeah, he ends up just going there and just going absolutely mental because he's a writer, he's a recovering alcoholic, and he's like trying to write, I guess, a book when he's there, and he just starts to get writer's block and things, and he just starts to absolutely lose the plot. And then obviously he gets the urge to go back into drinking and things, and he like starts to like see things, and you've got the son basically starts to see things, and he's having basically a hard time as well. And like shit, like Shelley Duvall, she gets a lot of like hate for this movie. I think her acting was very, very good. She just looks absolutely like petrified in this movie, which I think, from what I heard, she actually like the actress went through a lot like during this movie. It actually like broke her like mentally. So yeah, it's like a really like sad story if that's true. But yeah, she just looks absolutely exhausted, and she just looks like a wreck during this movie. So, and I don't think that's her acting. I think that's her just absolutely like struggling basically. So yeah, woman. And I just think that was quite disturbing to be honest. But yeah, Shining's an amazing movie. Absolutely love it. Very good stuff. And the movie I consider to be my favourite movie, my favourite horror movie, is Scream. 1996 Scream. Which is a series for me, it's very like up and down. Like this movie's amazing. I love this movie. I think this is my favourite horror movie. Scream 2 was quite average. Scream 3 I didn't really like. Scream 4 was pretty decent actually. I quite like Scream 4. It was like my second favourite. Like the reboot was okay. I think it was just called Scream. It was decent. It wasn't great. It was like my third favourite. And the newest one I didn't really like too much. I just thought it was quite like average. So very up and down this series. But I like 1 and I like 4 mostly. Yeah, Scream. Like just a classic movie, just a classic horror movie, just a great like slasher movie. It's got some comedy like elements in it as well. Like Matthew Lillard's really funny in the movie. He's just a genuinely funny guy. But yeah, great cast. Of course, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, Matthew Lillard. Is it Billy Loomis? No, that's the character's name, isn't it? Billy Loomis. I can't remember the actor's name, but you know who it is. He's amazing in this movie as well. Yeah, just a very good like slasher like mystery movie because you don't know who the killer is when you first watch the movie. You're kind of like trying to figure out because a lot of people are acting suspicious. Like you're wondering who the killer could be because you never really know until basically later on in the movie. Because like people just keep getting like phone calls. You always hear his voice and you always see him with the ghost, the ghost face, like mask on, but you never actually know who it is. So yeah, I do like the mystery element to these movies. Yeah, once the killer gets revealed, again, just very entertaining stuff. Like the killer in this movie was extremely entertaining. My favorite of the the killers out of the movies, out of the Scream movies. Again, I'm not going to reveal it just in case anyone hasn't seen these movies. I'm not going to reveal who the killer is, but the killer is very, very good. So yeah, Scream. I don't think I really need to say much more. Brutal. Well, I guess for a time, brutal. Lots of like stabbings and things, lots of violence in that regard. But I guess it's kind of tame by today's standards. But for its time, like very gruesome stuff. So yeah, guys, that is it. That's my top 10 horror movies. So there's a few that I would consider horror movies, but apparently they're not. Like Jaws. Jaws is not a horror, but I think it's a horror movie. Apparently, it's a thriller adventure, I think, or something. Also, Misery. I think Misery is an amazing movie. I think that movie's terrifying. Like, like she terrifies me. That woman, Kathy Bates, in that movie just terrifies me. But again, it's considered a thriller. But I think that's more scary than a lot of horror movies, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a thriller. And yeah, somewhat honorable mentions, I guess, like The Omen, Pet Cemetery, Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, what else is there? Anything else? There's a lot of like horror movies that I do really enjoy. Just I couldn't make this list. Um, I can't really think of any more, guys. I've totally went blank. But The Shallows is pretty good shark movie, very underrated shark movie. But yeah, I think that'll do, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite horror movies. Have you got a top 10 list, a top 5 list, or maybe you just got like a favorite horror movie that you want to mention? Definitely leave it in the comments below. Definitely want to hear your guys' opinion, and definitely your opinion on any of these movies. Um, I'll hold that up just in case you want a little confirmation of the list here, but if you can even see it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you've had a good Halloween. And yeah, catch you out next time. See you guys.